Hi, everybody. I think everybody in the online now. According to the program now, there are 6 speakers, but Mr. Jain speak in this session. Mr. Jansen, your topic is the tree costing in logistics supply chain management, how to make decision based on the tree economic trade-off.
All right.
Yeah,
Yes.
you are participating from the Netherlands, I think so.
Correct. Yes.
Yes.
I am.
Yeah, mic on yours, please.
Yes. I hope you can see it.
Yes.
Brilliant. This is a presentation about true costing in logistics and supply chain management. And this is an important, let's say, topic playing a role because true costs are very special because we not include only financial costs like we used to, but also social costs and environmental costs. A little bit about myself. I will be short about that. My name is Jansen. I worked at Han University in the Netherlands and now retired and have now at last time to do interesting research. And this is one of the products out of it. Where is the research all about? I will highlight a few topics. It's about decision making in logistics, not only based on traditional costing systems, but also on other types of costs, as I already mentioned, environmental costs and social costs. That means quite unknown is to materialize, to monetize external effects in the pricing system. We are not used to do that in transport or in, let's say, extracting goods from the soil or in the distribution process. So that's a quite new topic, not only in this part of the world, in the Netherlands, but in Europe, in the United States, where companies are looking more and more for a responsible position in the, especially in the environment, but also the social environment. So it's the idea is to make an integrated trade-off, not only based on financial, let's say, topics in the decision making, but also taking into account the social costs and the environmental costs. Of course, in the article, which will be part of this, let's say, conference, I will go deeper, of course, into the details. An important topic is already known in economics for a long while. That is the concept of shadow prices. And for that, we use, in terms of mathematics, the Lagrange multiplier. So that's an interesting link to the colleagues from Iraq that have presented about mathematics education. So it's a topic we use quite a lot in economics, but not so often in the practical part of economics, in finance and accounting. In the research I did, I have a lot of nice case studies, but one case study is very important and interesting. It's a diesel truck tractor versus the buying of an electric truck tractor. I am not allowed to reveal the name of the company, but it's a big company producing trucks in Germany. And at the end, we try to make good decisions for, let's say, this trade-off. The problem is, the empirical problem is that there's no track record of data because it's a very new product. And so we have to assume a lot of data by interviewing experts that are willingly to share their ideas. And that, of course, you can read in more detail in the article. And at the end, I have the conclusion that this is a first step in the research. Probably for the coming years, it will be getting more and more interesting and more on the list of research in logistics to study this issue. I have a few topics I would like to discuss with you. I will not do them all, but a few of them I will pick out. But here you can see at least the structure. The introduction, I just finished with that, the costs, the linear economy, thinking sustainable supply chains, the concept of true costs, the case studies, the true economic trade-offs, and at the end, the conclusion and discussion. Just to help you a little bit about basics of economics, we all know a supply and demand curve, and normally we have the price at the level of C, the equilibrium price. But this equilibrium price is not the good price in terms of the true price. So if we would like to include that in the neoclassical system, we have to make a new supply curve, and then we get all of a sudden a price at the level of B. But also we see that there is less production sold. And this is very interesting, how we can organize that. And would we like to organize it like this? Especially the role of the government plays an important role, but for instance also trade unions, if you would like to have the fair value of wages included in the trade-offs. Well, you can do a lot of interesting analysis. I shared my slides on ResearchGate, so you can have a look at them. We'll now continue. A little bit of history. Costs are traditionally known as a kind of spending on resources at market prices. And there are a lot of nice formulas, but the cost price formula at the bottom is probably most known by a lot of people, where we have the variable costs and the fixed costs. And that plays often a role in, let's say, decision making. This is a very traditional way of thinking, and there's really a paradigm shift happening right now in finance and economics, that we would like to include the social costs and the environmental costs. So the traditional, let's say, toolkit is helping us a lot and still relevant for day-to-day business at the moment. But more and more people are interested in thinking about the shadow prices of some factors of production, especially when it comes to, let's say, the products of the soil. As an example, batteries in trucks, for instance, or in cars are at the right prices, and how we can calculate that. Well, for that, there are a lot of techniques available also in the traditional approach, but not often used. I will be short about this because there's a little bit of mathematics. If you would like to have a look in more detail, it's okay. The shadow price, the technique that is often used to calculate the alternative costs of a factor of production. There are a lot of nice examples in literature. You can see them also in my, let's say, draft article. I will come now to, let's say, one of the cornerstones of the research, the trade-off between the linear economy versus circular economy. As you can probably see, this is a typical linear process. Raw materials, the factory, the transport, the use, and the end of life. Nowadays, in the circular economy, you see there are all sorts of feedback loops, like reuse, refurbish, recycle. And the idea of the whole thing is that we would like to use as less as possible virgin materials. And then we call this loop that is closed. So a lot of calculations that we used in the past are based on linear calculation and not on those feedbacks. So that's a complete new way, a new line of thinking. I will skip this one. So what are the main issues that are playing a role at the moment? Well, we have all sorts of ideas about new business models, sustainable finance models, and they are, let's say, now in the stage of early academic publication. So most of them are around 10 years old, and having all sorts of new ideas about how to organize production in a company, but also how to calculate cost prices in a company. Just to give you a very little example, if you would like to buy at this moment, let's say jeans in a store, we pay often 40 euros. That's the retail price. But if you would like to calculate the real price, then we have probably 70 euros. Social costs are involved because there is maybe child labor involved, or sometimes slavery. We also harm the environment a lot by having a lot of waste we just throw away within the production. So the traditional cost price of 25 is actually not okay. That should be higher. As you can see, probably you have to add 30 to it. And then all of a sudden, prices are going to be different in let's say, retail, but also, let's say, in the business to business, this plays a role as well. So the basic idea is to monetize externalities, actually to try to calculate value, which is not so easy, but we have a lot of techniques for that, as I already showed you, let's say the Lagrange technique for calculating shadow prices. So we can calculate the environmental value with a lot of, let's say, examples. We can calculate the social value with also a lot of examples. And at that moment, we have probably then a more fair, a more true cost price of the product. That means if we would like to calculate something like that, we need a lot of interesting things about let's say, transparency, how to make it clear to people, put it on a website or a platform. The transformation, how to prevent, for instance, all sorts of external costs by less pollution. The transaction, at the end, should the customer pay for it or not? The taxation, the role of the government, and for instance, also the role of the government can play a role with all sorts of legislation. Well, I will be brief about this because you can hardly read it. That's also the idea. You see here 15 case studies from literature about true pricing with the sources as well. And also in the article, you can find them.
You have 2 minutes.
Yes, I will.
Okay. I just remind you. Yeah.
So at the end, these are the true economic trade-offs. As you can see, financial, social, business, and environmental. And in the example I have here, and then I will finish my expose, you see here a calculation for a diesel truck and an electric truck. Based on all sorts of assumptions and interviews, I have now provided some data. And at the end, it is interesting to see that the true costs of a diesel truck are quite high per kilometer and compared to a electric truck. Also based, for instance, on the taxation in the roads in Germany, where this example is from. I will close now my presentation as you asked, Mr. Bulut. So we need further applied research, and for that you can of course email me, feel free to do, and I will share with you the article after it's published, but also for questions if you have no time to do it now, because it's a very interesting topic and 10-15 minutes is not that long to give a complete overview. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Jansen. It is a good presentation. Is there any question by the participant? If you have, please, you can ask.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Dear Professor Jansen, thank you so much your openness and your supporting me and my student. Thank you. And I have a question. Today is the first report about digitalization, social virtualization era, and we have now a problem with evolution, digitalization, our company. And what do you think about what is this, possible to evolution, digital transformational, for example, through social costs?
Yep.
What kind of instrument, what kind of tools useful in this aspect? But social costs, that is not really costs, that is virtualization costs. What do you think about this? But that is important, that is the, more value in your profit.
Yeah. Thank you for your question. It's in fact, it's a question about shifting paradigms. And the present paradigm is very much based on Anglo-Saxon way of calculating profit. We have also the so-called Rhineland model of calculating profit, where you try to include the harm you bring to the environment and to put that in a cost price. That's not easy. You see also that legislation plays an important role. Governments, maybe at EU level, or even on global level, the World Trade Organization. That's on one hand side. The other idea is IT platforms, how they can play a role. They can make the process more transparent. And by showing you how you calculate the cost price, including the social costs and the environmental costs, using techniques like the Lagrange multiplier, you can make it clear to the people involved in the supply chain how you calculate costs, including the consumer at the end. And the question is, do they already exist? For some products, they exist. In the long list of 15 cases I showed you, there's one case of jeans where you can find such a calculation. And also for tea and coffee, you see similar products where they try to calculate the true price for the consumer. But some consumers are not willingly to pay because they like to buy cheaper stuff at the market price. Is it an answer to your question?
Thank you. But that is really hard evaluation relationship with another consumer and another stakeholder. And maybe in future we together provide that scientific research about the relationship stakeholder and what kind of evolution that relationship in digitalization era.
Yeah, and for sure it plays an important role, especially to make the calculation more transparent. And then you can convince, let's say, consumers to buy such a product. But that's also a type of new marketing tool. And it's happening in let's say, in this part of the world at the moment, let's say Western Europe, United States.
Thank you.
Is there any additional question? By the way, Ms. Oskana, it is not easy to calculate the social effect. We cannot find the exact figure. Maybe we can estimate, make an estimation. Right, Jansen, Mr. Jansen?
Yes, but it's the same with market prices. They're also not exact. It's just what people want to pay for it. It pays on their, let's say, behavior. And at the end, that's also not really objective. But okay, it's we are used to it and we think it's objective. But it's not easy, like you said, Mr. Bulut, that you can easily calculate it. But there are examples, real examples, or also scientific examples of this type of calculation. And if you like, I can share with you those results.
Yeah,
get some idea how it works.
Yeah, even in economic model, when we are making the model, we use some mistake sharing. Yeah, it is a normal situation. Yes. Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Jansen.
You're welcome.
According to the program,
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry for my pronunciation. Durairaj Rajan from India.
Yes, sir, I am here.
Yeah,
Yes,
sorry, my friends. Maybe pronunciation is a little bit different. Your subject
yes,
is
you are correct.
correct. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Lack of professionalism and employee turnover intention, an empirical study among managers.
Yes.
Yeah, Mike, in
Yes,
your
sir. Good evening to all of you. Especially Professor. Thank you, Professor Selim and Farooq and Ibrahim Koot and other speakers who are presenting in this conference. At first, I give my heartfelt thanks for giving this opportunity. I am going to present my topic, the relationship between lack of professionalism and employee turnover intention. It is the empirical study. The experience what I had, what I observed when I was in the industry, I am presenting here as a paper. For any employee, self-respect is the primary factor. When the self-respect is affected, he will not only leave the organization, even though if he stays at the organization, he will not work productively. He will undergo too much stress and he will not utilize the resources in a proper way. So there are many factors which protect, which maintain the respect of the employees. So I have taken few factors that decide the employee professionalism in an organization. And if those factors fail, how it will push an employee to leave an organization. In this study, I have focused paramedical managers, especially managers from 4 departments, pharmacy, nursing, radiography, and medical laboratory. I have conducted this study in a private multi-specialty hospitals in Tirunelveli city of Tamil Nadu. It is a city located in the south end of my state, Tamil Nadu, India. Why I conducted this research? When I worked as an administrative officer at a hospital, I noticed a lot of employee turnover, especially on the managers.
Sorry,
among the managers who existing, who read.
Rajan, sometimes your voice is
Yes, sir.
broken. Yeah.
Sorry, sir. Can you hear me, sir, now?
Yeah, no, but there is sometimes it's broken of your voice. Yeah, continue, please. Yeah.
Yeah. As administrative officer, I noticed huge employee turnover among the. Second, among the managers, many managers worked under much stress. When they stress, they do not utilize the resources. Their subordinates work effectively, productively. And due to this reason, so many complaints the hospitals receive from the patients side. So these are the common issues normally all hospitals in my study area faces. So to analyze these factors, I conducted this research. As I said just a few minutes ago, my total target population is managers from paramedical department. I have taken 60 managers from 4 departments. Using convenience and judgment. For my convenience and judgment, I chose 60 respondents. I used questionnaire to collect the data, and I also discussed with them about their challenges. I used a simple percentage analysis. I chose 7 variables to conduct this research. One, how the respect is maintained. How the managers are dominated by other medical personnel. Other non-medical managers, how they interfere to dominate, to influence these managers of paramedical, underemployment. Some managers do non-managerial activities, politics among the staffs, and underestimation and inferior opinion about managers. For instance, I tell you, in the study area, many managers are administered by non-medical managers. They are professional managers, they are paramedical managers, but they are reporting to the non-medical managers. So they feel we are not respected. A pharmacy, a nursing manager cannot report to an accounts manager. It is for them, it is an under employment. And also, many managers are doing personal work of medical doctors. They call them, you go and reserve the ticket for me. You go and pay the fees for my children. So these kind of activities affect their self-respect and also their professionalism. So among the 7 factors, underestimation and inferior opinion about managers by the top management and other medical officers, 51 respondents have responded that is the factor affecting their professionalism. Next to that, it's a lack of respect. After that, domination of medical personnel. In India, it is common. Doctors are the key employees at the hospital. But in our culture, doctors always remain the top, not like United Nations or UK. There is no equality you cannot see in our country among medical, paramedical. Always paramedical employees are treated as subordinates by medical doctors. These are one of the cultures in our country. And underemployment. I told you just before, many managers of paramedical department report to non-medical managers. This is for them one of the it is one of the factors that affect their self-respect and performing non-managerial activities. A manager, what managers should do? They have to do managerial activities, administration activities, governing activities. But as just before said, many managers are looking after personal work of the medical doctors. So these factors hurt them. Over the time, they will quit. They will think, why don't we leave from this organization? Why should we work? Why should we do this kind of work? Why don't we leave this organization? That kind of intention these factors create among the managers. So based on this analysis, I have brought some conclusion. The respect should always be maintained, no matter whether paramedical or non-medical. Doctors should respect paramedical staffs, non-medical staffs as a colleague. There should be no discrimination in terms of profession, in terms of occupation. You are inferior, my job is superior. That kind of thought should not be there. Domination should be avoided. Equality should be there. Participative work environment should always be there. At the same time, a paramedical manager should report to a paramedical manager, not to the non-medical managers. It will, if it continues, it will hurt them. It will hurt their ego. Similarly, appropriately qualified managers should be appointed as a reporting office. When a master degree holder is available, although a lower level managers are qualified, experiences and age and qualification should be respected to be appointed as a reporting officer. At the same time, managers should not be asked to do non-managerial activities, especially to do the personal work of top-level managers. And politics among the staff must be monitored and eliminated by means of proper education. And underestimation, inferior opinion, that doctors should not think paramedical man, you are inferior, you are paramedical employee, we are a medical employee, you must do what we are saying. That kind of thing should be avoided and eliminated. The equality should be created. We can work together as a team. Instead of you are my subordinate, you must do what I am saying. This kind of thing must be avoided. If these factors are avoided, definitely we can remove the intention of quitting from the job among the paramedical managers. Thank you, sir. It's a small pilot study I have conducted based on my own experience in the study area.
Thank you, Mr. Rajan. Is there any question to Mr. Rajan?
Yes, I have question. Maybe I don't understand. And you tell about performance not manage, non-managerial activities. Yes, non-manager
Yes, sir.
activities. What kind managerial activities are you mean in this research?
When I presented, I told in some hospitals, managers, the top level managers, especially doctors, they call the managers. They say they're to do their personal work. Okay, you go to the hospital, to go to the school, and bring my son from the school. Reserve this ticket. Go to the airport. Bring my escort my wife. This kind of personal work. These are not managerial work. But when a manager is forced to do this kind of work, some managers are also tolerating because of the unemployment, because of the family situation. But when it is continued over the time, they will think, why should work in this kind of qualification? Why this kind of people doing this part of job? When they do the job, as I said, all are coming under normal.
Okay, but I think that is like that risk or another activities. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Efsana, and thank you, Mr. Rajan. Maybe I can ask a question. Technology development,
Yes, sir,
how
please, sir.
affected the professionalism? Nowadays, if you are professional, but technology development can affect very badly because something changing very quickly. If you are professional in any subject, yeah, maybe you cannot find a job in the future. So professionalism is generally a good situation, but sometimes it can be a problem or not, Mr. Rajan. For example, in India,
Sir, I didn't get your question because of the internet.
IT sector is very popular in India as a tester.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But,
yes, sir.
Yeah, but nowadays ChatGPT solved all kinds of problems in the IT.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, sometimes professionalism can be a problem. Yeah, or not. What do you think?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. After, as you said, after ChatGPT, it is common.
Yeah.
But my study area is underdeveloped areas. Sir. This is the place where it is, the hospital sectors. Still, we are following the old tradition method. Yes. So the unemployment is common. So although, as you said, information has grown, but as far as hospital is concerned, in the study area where I have chosen, it is underdeveloped. The technology has not been introduced that much. Okay. So these kind of things are still common.
Yes. Yeah, thank you very much. According to...
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Our program, second speaker is the Alex Moss. Is here?
Yeah, yes, hello.
Yeah, from the United States, I think. Your subject
Yes.
is modeling frustration, trajectories, and problem-solving behavior in adaptive learning environment for introductory computer science. Please, my microphone in your.
Thank you so much. I'll share the screen. During the presentation, I noticed on my computer there was a share screen button. I'm not quite sure why that's not cooperating now.
Yeah, possible. Yeah, you can share. Otherwise, you can speak. Yeah, without the presentation, we can listen.
Is it showing the PowerPoint at this time or currently still no? If not, I can just read. So I'll begin with, I just wanted to say that I'm very grateful for the opportunity to be here and to listen to the research being presented today. The presentations before me have been absolutely phenomenal, and it's just interesting to hear all the facts about around the world, such as in one of the presentations it was mentioned that there was one teacher for every 50 students, which is similar to the cases that are presented in America, but still drastically expanded. So I thought that was very interesting. Or the difference in prices between or electric cars and diesel cars. And so it was just very refreshing to get feedback such as that. So I wanted to start off by saying that my name is Alex Moss. I'm currently attending classes at Louisiana State University. I'm an intern at Rice University, thanks to Dr. Yetkin, who was unable to make it to the conference on this occasion. And with that being said, I would like to introduce the future of frustration-based AIED. So there were two top questions that arose during the course of the experiment, and they were specifically aimed to be answered by the experiment. These include, number one, what common trajectories of frustration arise over problem-solving interactions with a block-based programming environment, which in essence just boils down to simple programming. And number two, do students with different frustration trajectories display different problem-solving behaviors? The fundamentals of this experiment are principles that must be comprehended to properly understand the experiment and the importance of it. Number one, modeling frustration trajectories. This was applied as from the 86 students who are participating in the experiment, they were given a Likert questionnaire, and their results were then modeled onto a graph. Next, stimulating positive affect. In essence, the ability for students to be positively affected by the classroom environment, such as teachers, peers, and the curriculum itself. This is important as it helps students reach higher levels of engagement, achieving a higher standard in education. Third was adaptive curriculum based on the individualized education, which is changing the current one-size-fits-all rubric currently being applied in classrooms, and rather accommodating a student's specific needs into the curriculum. Fourth was predicting frustration in students. This was done by analyzing a student's past behavior in comparison to current behavior and engagement in order to predict if the student will become further engaged with the work or if they will become less engaged with the work. Lastly, aiding teachers in free education. This comes into play as the institutionalization of free and available education is something that is rather important. Everyone should have the capability and capacity to properly indulge themselves within a classroom and the work it provides. Okay. Next was frustration. The main topic throughout the experiment was the subject matter of frustration, specifically that of induced and monitored frustration. Often positive frustration may be associated with the term eustress. It is essential for students to be pushed to the next level throughout their education. Obstacles that are provided to students employ the use of skills learned throughout the classroom. Navigating through eustress and frustration within a learning environment allows for deeper thinking and a familiarity for students to retain their coursework. However, induced frustration that is not closely monitored and maintained may quickly result in negative stress. This negative stress results in a decrease in student engagement and gaming behaviors. The study dives into a deeper understanding of the correlation between student behavior, frustration, and the overall effect on performance. In this study, it essentially boils down implementing induced frustration in a manner that presents harder work than what students would preferably choose, under the assumption that students typically choose easy and completable work. While giving them harder, yet achievable statements of the curriculum, we can push students farther into the premise of their knowledge. Students being challenged often will gain far more by completing challenging work that requires the application of their learned principles, compared to the rather quick and easy busy work many schools typically provide in the case of a one-size-fits-all setting. However, in doing so, the importance of students being closely monitored is important as a preventative measure in the case of students becoming disengaged and displaying gaming behaviors that involves more closely with the principles of guessing rather than understanding. So I would like to take the time to define two reoccurring words that are vital to the duration of the experiment. AIED, Artificial Intelligence in Education, represents the integration of artificial intelligence in education programs in ways that have been shown to have a multitude of benefits for teachers and students. Affect, instead of effect, the intricate role that the environment, peers, and teacher play within a student's comfortability and the psychological status said students are within during the time spent within the classroom. Affect can be attributed to a variety of variables in a student's classroom and peers. Overall, AIED is merely a shortened word for the application of artificial intelligence in education. Affect, on the other hand, is the collective ability for a student to be influenced within a classroom. So, in summary, both of these terms are important for the comprehension of fundamental aspects displayed within the experiment. Current AIED. Currently, the principles of AIED are being implemented by a growing number of websites within our current society. Within the education system, an artificial system is quick to register and interpret a student's data, specifically when there is a multitude of children, such as in a classroom of 25 or even 50 students per se. And each one must be taught and accommodated differently. Websites such as ALEC take notice of the number of errors a student makes over the course of varying math problems and assist in giving hints as well as suggesting similar math problems a student should try. Quizlet also renders the use of artificial intelligence by creating personalized quizzes using the student's note card-based curriculum. Testing a student's knowledge in such a manner will ensure they are placed at the brinksmanship of their knowledge in a way that creates familiarity with the material. In essence, creating an ampler experience. In general, there are many positives shown to be attributed with AIED, which is the reasoning for its growing popularity among students and teachers. For teachers, they have to assign and create less custom-made work. For students, they can have easy access to specific explanations to each problem. Next up would be negative frustration. Negative frustration is a frustration that is counterproductive to a student's learning as well as attributed to its negative aspects, due to work being given that does not model or take notice to frustration, nor does it accommodate to a student's specific learning requirements. The detrimental effects of education that does not cater to a student's level of negative affect will result in apathetic students who are entirely unengaged with the material, resulting in minimal learning. Gaming behaviors are also a common phenomenon experienced among students. This term describes students who are merely guessing answers during the class rather than using their application of knowledge. Another form of gaming behaviors is a student's overuse of hints and help to guess an answer. A further description of gaming behaviors would be levels of long-term disengagement that result in mere guessing rather than the preferable exertion of problem-solving skills, as well as the other specialized skills taught throughout the duration of the classroom. Let's see, and having technical difficulties. There we go. Individualized education. This method of education specifically caters to a student's previous knowledge, how quickly they can pick up new topics, as well as the overall pacing and manner in which they learn best. This method ensures full comprehension of material within a one-size-fits-all rubric that is typically assigned to students. This method is currently being implemented through modern-day tutors. However, most tutors are far more expensive than people can afford. Through the use of free apps such as ALEC, Conmigo, Quizlet, and even more personalized education through the implementation of AIED, this is accessible for everyone. Patterns for AIED. A student's level of participation can depict a lot about a student and what they need specifically. Patterns of frequency can establish if a student is being challenged or disengaged, as seen with gaming behaviors. Specific patterns to look out for. Low rates of typical engagement with help-seeking and workspace exploration into elevated rates would mean curriculum has now become more unfamiliar and at a pace at which new curriculums given should be slowed down. High rates of typical engagement with help-seeking and workspace exploration into lower rates would mean the curriculum has now become disengaging for students, specifically in the case of now presenting gaming behaviors. Conclusion. Overall, help-seeking and workspace exploration were noted and help formulate patterns that predict how students will learn and adapt to the curriculum. If a student behavior deviates from their initial or constant levels of help-seeking and workspace exploration, they are more likely to indicate a negative level of frustration emerging. Notably, high levels of starting frustration remain within a higher threshold, in a similar manner to which lower levels of frustration would remain optimally low. Consistent levels of activity will produce the most productive students that remain in levels of optimal frustration without any disengagement occurring. Overall, these were the 4 overarching patterns that could be depicted during the experiment. The future of education. With artificial intelligence accommodating to the student's specific needs for a field of education, this creates an environment of personalized education that is readily available to the mass public. Additionally, allowing high education for everyone while ensuring teachers have a less stressful job will ensure better teacher affect among students. This follows the notion that has been proven to show happier teachers create happier classroom environments. Happier classroom environments create happier and more engaged students. My last slide would be why. So overall, This experiment and its application into our current models of education is vital for 3 reasons being. Number 1, our education system affects everyone. Just about everyone has to experience school, and just about everyone is affected by the adults that our school system creates. Number 2,
yeah, Alex, by the way, time is up. Maybe you can make a short summary.
Oh, yes, sir. It is about 2 more sentences. So number 2, more problems are arising within our education system. Lists of problems come from both students and teachers. Lastly, number 3, technology is becoming a more popular means of education. As more teachers are changing their minds about this idea of AIED stealing jobs and the attention of students becoming apparent that AIED is highly imperative for our current model of a school system and the way that students engage with it. Thank you so much for the opportunity to present. If there's any questions, I would be glad to answer them.
Yeah, thank you. Your presentation is very fluent. By the way, you are with Yetkin Yıldırım. Are you together?
Oh, yeah. So I was so me and him were he gave me a list of assignment or sources, and I chose one, and I created.
Okay. Just I want to learn. Yes. Yeah. Thank you very much again. Your presentation. Is there any question to the Alex? By the way, part of the on-site part, is there any question? You're eating or sharing some things you watch? Maybe you can ask a question.
They are very happy.
Yeah, I think they are very happy. They are sharing some things. Yeah, from the online parts. Is there any question to the Alex?
I just wanted to say I'm sorry I couldn't get the PowerPoint to work, but I'm glad we figured out.
Yeah, no worry. But I want to ask you a question. What is your opinion? Nowadays, some university or some college, even on high school, they're forbidden to use the AI system, especially ChatGPT. Is it correct decision or not? What do you think about this situation? Do you use the AI, make a homework or any presentation?
I believe the implementation of AI, specifically ChatGPT, can be very helpful for students. Now, of course, using it properly, there are some students who do take advantage of it. Now, with those students, they do typically, if it's not AI, they're going to find a different method to complete their work by paying others or other means of websites. So in that case, AIED is not just, it's not the only way that students can create false insinuations of them completing their work. But like you said, it can be used to help study, can be used to give examples, or specifically for personalized math problems. You can take a picture of it and it'll break it down word by word. So in that case, it is very helpful for students and for teachers because they can provide explanations in big classrooms where a normal teacher can't go one by one.
Yes.
Would that answer your question?
Yeah, thank you very much, Alex. Do you have any question, Alex?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. So,
Thank you.
yeah, thank you. So another speaker is Sergey Lishenko from the Ukraine. Digital technologies is personal management. Are you in here, Sergey?
Professor Bulut, maybe I will show our presentation. That is my PhD student, Sergey Lysenko.
Okay.
I can share.
Ah, sorry, you are together, huh, Ms. Oksana?
Yeah, yes,
okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you can share.
You can see my screen?
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
Maybe
super.
Alex, close. No, it is, yeah, we can see your presentation, digital technology, personal management. Yes.
Yes. Our topic and scientific research about digital technologies in personal management. And the first report, Dr. Kurt, about virtualization, social virtualization era. I think that is next step, our digitalization. Today, more question about what kind era we live now. Now, digital era. 4.0 or 5.0. Now more enterprise think about what kind of tools used in digitalization for biggest profit in your activization. And now the modern trends in personality management. When you tell about what kind of resource you need used in your activity, you need to understand now the most important resource that is personal, that is about skills, that is about education, and our colleague from Iraq tell about school. And I don't remember and whom said about our future now that set in teaching table, and you need understand what kind of skills important in future, what kind employees wait business now. And now more enterprise think about what kind improve your activity, what kind digital tools used in future. And now report the state of digital adoption. That report tell about 42 I'm sorry, for 42% employees resent enterprise software for how difficult it is used. And we understand now digital tools is important in for student. And the last report Alex tell about in future emotional intelligence, and that is important for employees. And now after COVID and now in Ukraine we have more problem with energy, with you need immigration, and you need more used remote work. That similarly that remote work, that another name used, that is work from home, telecommunication, hybrid work. And now employees used this type work in your useful. We provide research about what time of remote work, and classification three type: telecommunication, and that is group consists about group project meeting, that is regular. We need for example, today we have a group project meeting, that is project team, and maybe Dr. Professor Selim, that is our team lead, maybe. And next part, this type style remote work, that is one by one, that is with manager and with human resource department. Next part, that is our team lead. Hello. Conference. That is about conference. Okay, types of remote work: telecommunication, outsourcing, outstaffing, and now more employees use the outsourcing, outstaffing. That is about freelance and profile companies, remote teams, and that is more popular now in Ukraine, maybe another country too. And remote education and trains. And that is about internal division, third-party training center, and etc. When you tell about what kind of classification, you need understand what kind of stretch and weakness and threats and opportunities our remote work. When you tell about the weakness, and that is most important, communication challenges. And another participant today tell about communication. We need used, for example, empathy. What kind ethical characteristic in enterprises corporation culture? What kind of communication challenges now we have? We need understand and limited work time balance. You need understand what is most important for you, for your company, and maybe a leader and management understand what is goals more important for your employees, and find the most important motivation element in your staff. And when you tell about context of digital transformation, you used Internet of Things. That about not only digital tools, that about psychology characteristic, and Dr. Kurt tell about social aspect, and I give question on Professor Jansen, what kind evolution, what kind estimation, key performance indication in this aspect? Social, that is not really a fact. You need understand what kind of characteristic is important for your staff. For example, maybe any people, the most important salary, maybe another people, most important your skills and your experience in future. And when you provide digital transformation, you need to understand opportunities and challenges. And the leader used different motivation element. For example, maybe you need to understand what kind of digital skills, what kind of digital ethic in your company, establish digital leadership culture, and exchange your corporation culture and business ethic parameter. And Sergey and me together create this table. This table about the management aspect and your employees management. We think employees management, that is personal management, that is not starting category. That may be a business process, that is a process exchanges, but repeat this process every time. And management aspect, the most important, that is recruiting, training, development, evaluation, and reporting, process automatization, and communication management. Now we have discussed about training and development, but now digitalization era, exchange virtualization, social virtualization era, and another aspect influence in this category, train and develop. And now human resource management need understand what kind learning management system used in our country, in our company, and you need provide and improve learning progress tracking, and maybe when you change your decision making, your company culture, you have the better result in your company. And this slide I tell about the success case in another country. For example, Siemens in Germany, that is global giant in the field of industry automatization, electronics. And Siemens now used the interesting cloud talent solution and job that is about search to job application on its career site. And now I live in Germany, and Siemens, the most finally and most famous company in Germany, and any student, all mention want to work in this company, but understand that company think globalization parameter and think about employees, your growth, your participant and in future. Thank you so much. My presentation end.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Oksana. Is there any questions? Participant? Yeah, today, Mr. Kurt and you use the social virtualization. Oh my God, very difficult words. So, how
but that is really no.
Yeah, management of the companies or countries, how the social virtualization affected the management system. It is not easy to answer. What is your open, very shortly?
Oh, now we have more problem with communication. Now more people exchange localization. And for example, IT company, Sergey, are you here?
No,
Yes, I'm here. Hi, everyone.
Sergey now work in the famous IT company in Ukraine, Sigmasoft, and more employees in this company relocalization in another country is another area. And now Sergey now in Ukraine, in Kharkiv now is dangerous area in Ukraine, and that area near Russia. And now Sergey have more problem with energy, with communication and other people. Maybe Sergey, tell about this. What about social?
Yes, I can add that, of course, we have some issues and you're aware about that. But in the same time, virtualization and communication and usage of these new technologies help us to be on the same page with whole world, I would say. So, and it's really easy to have communication between different countries. I mean, in Sigma software, we have a lot of places. It's Poland, it's it's London, it's different countries. So, and we can easily communicate and reach each other and understand each other and help each other. So, and it's really, really important.
Thank you, Mr. Sergey. Thank you, Ms. Oskana. Is there any question? I think there is no question. So I think now.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Oskana. Yeah, it is my presentation now. Hi, everyone. Today is an important day for me. I'm together with important speakers from different countries and different cultures. And today is important day in my country, in Turkey. Today is the Children's Days. Congrats all the children. I hope the coming days or years will be better for them. Especially nowadays, you know that all over the world needs to back a lot of problem. In that days, Children's Days is important, I think so. Secondly, an article containing more detailed information about the project I will talk about was previously published in the London Journal of Social Science. I would like to state that I share it, the link of the article and the link of the BTCN white paper with our presentation chat. You can see it. As you see, my presentation about the environmental contribution of the BTCN blockchain technology. BTCN project uses blockchain technology in the supply chain. In this way, it achieves some technological advantages. It will also take important steps in developing environmental awareness. The project will provide efficiency in the recycling of the BTCN energy drinks and other beverage. And as an agenda, briefly touch upon these issues in my presentation. And as an overview, BTCN uses blockchain technology to integrate e-commerce, tokenization, CRM, and ERP models. You can see a brief explanation here of this technical term on the slide. These are important innovation in the industry. As an environmental connection, this technology enhances transparency and reliability in supply chain management, supporting the environmental sustainability. As I said at the beginning, you can find the more detailed information on the issue in the link I shared with you. And our company's mission and vision, you know that both of them are very important for the companies. As a mission, BTCN aims to promote the recycling of the beverage packaging, increasing environmental awareness. As a vision, to create global environment awareness and incentivize recycling, engaging more individuals in the process. Bring back or BB coin. Although there are some additions in the following slides, I would like to briefly say some things about the operation of the BB coin. Bring back or BB coin is a project designed to encourage users to recycle. The project uses some codes or token that user can earn by recycling beverage bottle. User will be able to win various rewards by combining this token they earn during the recycling process. You see these rewards on the slides in here, what kinds of rewards. By combining token they earn during the recycling process. These rewards are designed to increase recycling rates and encourage environmentally responsible lifestyle. Another slide, blockchain technology and environmental impact. As a technical feature, blockchain ensures the data is tracking with transparency and reliability. As an environmental impact, accurate recording and tracking of the recycling process are critical for environmental sustainability. As a result, blockchain technology has significant potential for environmental sustainability. By making recycling process more transparent and reliable, it contributes to protection of natural resources and reduce amount of wasting. And blockchain codes in energy drink caps as algorithm-based codes, the advantages provided by the code placed on the caps of energy drinking. You can think about it as a container, increase the user participation in the environmental activities. Environmental benefits, this code reward users for their recycling efforts and participation in environmental games. So, well, the more games, the more rewards they will receive. I think it can be understood easily. There is this any code under the bottle of the top of the bottle, so user can use it as a token. Other is the NFTs and recycling incentive system. As we mentioned before, various rewards are won with the combination of the NFT tokens obtained during the recycling process. User can either complete their collection with new tokens or earn income by selling them in the NFT markets. This market may be artificial, not real market, but it can be a real market. User can also purchase another user NFT token to complete their collection. This system not only encourages the user to participate in the recycling effort, but also provide the traceability and accountability for environmental attempts. These results increase both transparency and community participation. So, recycling vending machine and discount. Vending machine, you can see the picture at the corner, will be positioned in certain areas of the cities to facilitate recycling. Discount, in addition to product we mentioned before, discounts are provided to users who will recycle. Thus, more frequent recycling behavior is encouraged. In short, we can say that this element will create a synergy to encourage recycling, encourage customer participation, and support the extensive goal environmental responsibilities. Environmental awareness and campaign. Awareness campaigns, these campaigns emphasize the importance of the environmental responsibility and recycling for everyone and help people embrace these responsibilities. As a social impact, this effort aims to raise awareness of the sustainable behavior in society. In this regard, the support of some environmental organization, educational institution, and local government will be important. We can say that the awareness of campaigns of the BB Coin project aim to create a basis for environmental improvement and community participation. Challenges encountered and solution. Challenges, the possible low recycling rates and insufficient user participation. Yeah, of course, these are the problem, but we do not expect such an outcome, but we should also consider the possibilities. You know that life consists of the risk. As a solution, non-fungible tokens, reward system, and blockchain-based incentives are used to increase engagement and conversion rate. Our future plan or expectation, we can say that BTCN's plans for BB Coin include scaling the project to cover more geographical areas and including a wider user base. This expansion aims to increase the project impact on environmental sustainability. By doing this, BB Coin aims to create lasting recycling habits among individuals and communities. It is expected that permanent positive impact will be created on the environment as a result of the widespread use of the sustainable practice. In conclusion, the BTCN project effectively uses blockchain technology to improve environmental sustainability. BTCN is improving the way we manage and track recycling efforts by adding blockchain codes to product border and rewarding recycling with token. The project will successfully increase recycling rates by engaging the community and offering incentive for sustainable action. Yeah, thank you for your interest in making the positive environmental impact. Thank you, your patience. If there is any question, I try to answer. I think
Dr. Cihan,
yes.
I think thank you very much at first for the presentation. It was interesting to hear and listen those things. I think it's a new project. You have begun with the other members, the other partners. My question is about the supply chain system.
Yeah.
What are the advantages of the blockchain system compared to supply chain system? What does it contribute to ecological sustainability?
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Kurt. It is a good question. Blockchain offers several advantages over the traditional supply chain system, including improved transparency, traceability, and security. Both three words are important: transparency, traceability, and security. These features have reduced the fraud and errors, streamlined operations, and strengthened trust between parties. In terms of ecological sustainability, that my subject, blockchain enable better tracking of the resources used and waste of production. It facilitates better compliance with environmental standards. It helps optimize the supply chain to reduce the unnecessary resource consumption. Thus, it supports sustainable practice. Yeah, for the ecological or recycle system, especially we can say that recycling crucial role about the two factors which are there. Then one is the reduced wasting. Second is the preserve natural resources. Both of them are very important for us, especially for next generation. We have some responsibility for our ecological system. So blockchain will help the normal supply chain system. Yeah, BTCN company make a good somethings for the sustainability of the ecological sustainability. I think the answers like this. Thank you, Mr. Ibrahim, for your question.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Is there any additional question? Yeah, mic on you, Mr. Kurt. I think my term is done in here. Thank you very much to all organization. At the end, yeah, I want to say something about yeah, for Mr. Selim, Mr. Kurt, and other organizer, maybe our editor, Mr. Farouk. And thank you all participants. Yeah, I wish I were there in Netherlands, but next time, Mr. Kurt.
Next time. We are here and waiting for you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, and then, by the way, Mr. Kurt is my friend. A long time we couldn't see each other. We love each other by the help of this organization.
That's right. That's right. It's nice to see you.
And then for this reason, I thank again Mr. Selim, our organizer.
You are welcome. You are welcome, Professor Bulut. Let's go to the Indonesia.
Oh, very near.
November after Istanbul. We have.
Oh, after Istanbul, okay.
We want to organize in Indonesia, yeah, after Istanbul conference.
Yes, everybody. I am waiting. Everybody to Istanbul.
Oh.
In June.
Mr.
In
Bulut,
July.
can you stop your sharing?
I think there is an idea, Mr. Farid. Let's meet where the continent meet in Istanbul.
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah.
Let's meet where the continent meet.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, Mr. Kurt, Mr. Selim, Mike, in yours.
You are welcome. Professor Kurt, do you have any action from your side? Any surprise?
No, we have done.
We are ready for posing.
Yes. You can pay attention our budget. They are in orange color.
Oh, Netherlands.
Yeah, you are in the Netherlands, then you can have these batches if you come here.
Mr. Ibrahim, now is the tulip time, yeah, in Netherlands. Tulip come from the Ottoman or Ottoman took the tulip from the Netherlands?
No, yeah, it was a present at that time. I think Jansen can very good explain this process. He knows better than me, I think. Professor Jansen, do you want to add something about this tulips process?
And there again, yes, the color orange is easy to explain. We have a region in France called Orange, and part of the royal family originates from that part. But they also originate from part in Germany, Nassau. So it's really a mixed people they are. But we still use it a lot of color, especially with football and stuff like that.
Yes, yes. Dr. Jansen, Dr. Bulut asked also about tulips.
Tulips. Yeah. Yes, tulips are very interesting as well. And he is quite right. They originate from Turkey. And in the 17th century, we had a really tulip crisis in the Netherlands, where the tulip bulbs were sold a lot, and they were thousands of euro in value. But after then, like blockchain, that's a nice link to, by the way, to distributed ledger technology, it imploded. Now tulip bulbs are not so expensive anymore. But I was really interested, Mr. Bulut, by your explanation of the link between blockchain and supply chain. And probably you heard also in my explanation a little bit of those links. And new technology is very interesting to combine, actually.
Yeah, you are right. Thank you, Jansen. Yeah, we will use the blockchain technology on the supply chain system.
Just to mention one thing, we have a nice project in the Netherlands about pork meat, which is also completely organized in a blockchain environment. So it's maybe interesting. I wrote down your email address.
Yeah.
To share some things.
Yeah, I will interest. Yeah, if you share your email address, yeah, we will contact in the future. Thank you very much.
Okay. Once again, the last minutes of the 12th London International Conference. I think that's all from the Netherlands, and organizer of this conference, Dr. Selim and Dr. Ömer. Any additions or any news for the next conference?
We will share the sessions on YouTube, and we'll publish the proceedings. These sessions, 2 sessions, opening the ceremony as well. And I think we will publish the full papers in LIC Social Science Journal. Next conference will be in Istanbul in July as a hybrid, physical and online in July. Thank you all the LIC board members. Thank you to conference chair, Professor Kurt, session chairs, Professor Bulut and Dr. Christina. Thank you for hosting Rumi Art Institute and Dr. Kileci. Thank you to the LIC team. Thanks to all of you. And Mr. Ömer.
We are very small community, but we do very great job, I think. And especially for today, I want to thanks Mr. Kurt and Mrs. Christina especially. I would like to also thank Mr. Bulut. Thank
I
you.
just want to show you that badge is here.
Yeah.
I will collect it soon.
Okay,
Yeah.
we will see each other and I'm going to give it to you.
Brilliant. Thank
I'm
you.
going to keep it for you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
We have small but very international network, Mr. Ömer.
Yeah.
See you soon. See you soon.
See you soon.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Have a nice
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
See
you.
you, see you in the next conference.
See you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Good luck.
Good luck, guys.